Laura with Evolution Pilates Studio here to bring you a classical Pilates workout on the Pilates Reformer. This is going to be a 3-part video series. Throughout the series, we will be working from start to finish in the classical order of all of the Pilates Reformer exercises as Joseph Pilates intended. The reason I'm breaking this video series up into 3 parts is because many of the exercises will require a little more in-depth instruction. We will be breaking down the exercises thoroughly, and many of the exercises are advanced or super advanced. Because of this, during each of these three videos, if you do need to eliminate an exercise or modify an exercise, please feel free to do so. There will be exercises that you will see me struggling with, ones that I am not as confident in my own body, so take that into consideration when we are going through the exercises. As always, enjoy the workout, modify where you need to. This is going to be a great series. I'm super excited about recording it, so I hope that you enjoy it as well. Grab your reformer, grab a box, and let's get started. Alright guys, so we're back for part 2 of this classical Pilates Reformer sequence. We're going to start today with our stomach massage series. So I've set myself up here with my foot bar at its lower position. It's more comfortable for me. You could do the higher position, that is totally up to you. I'm starting our stomach massage series on 4 springs. Traditionally that's what we would do. If you need a lighter spring, please feel free. We're going to start seated at the front edge of our carriage, and again, you can make all of these adjustments for yourself, but if you need a little sticky pad underneath the glutes, please feel free to do that as well. All right, let's come on forward. You're going to bring your glutes as close to the front edge of the carriage as you can. Bring your hands to the front lip of the carriage and then your feet up onto your foot bar in Pilates V. Now I'm going to strongly pull up on the base of the carriage here because I'm trying to keep my shoulders over my hips. I'm going to round the spine and pull my navel in. From here, I'm just pressing the carriage out, lowering the heels under, lifting the heels up, and pulling all the way in. Inhale, hold the breath, exhale. Inhale, hold the breath, exhale. Keep all 10 toes in connection with that foot bar here throughout. Last 3. Last 2. And last time. Now I'm going to come in, reach down, and take off 1 spring. Then I'm going to take my hands back behind me, either onto the carriage or onto the shoulder blocks, depending on your shoulder mobility. Lift up through the chest. Keep those feet in Pilates V. Press out, lower, lift the heels, and pull in. Again, the breath is inhale, hold the breath, exhale. Inhale, hold the breath. Exhale, keep lifting up through the heart. You've got 4. And 3. Last 2. And last time. Again, coming all the way in, releasing those hands, taking off 1 more spring. So now we're left with 2. And then reaching those arms forward. Sit up tall on those sit bones. Take a breath, inhale. Lower, lift the heels. Exhale, pull in. And again, try to get yourself all the way into the stopper on that carriage. Collarbones are open, last 3. And 2. And last time. Beautiful. Reach down, take off 1 more spring for twist. Very important that the heels stay together during this exercise. We'll start with our arms forward. Take a breath, inhale, and rotate to one side. Reach in opposition with both arms. Think about saw here. Come back in and reach over the foot bar. Other way. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. That's it for 4. Last 2, and last time. Come all the way in. If you'd like to, you can reach your hands outside of your feet, straighten the legs, and take a nice hamstring stretch here. Beautiful. Come all the way in. Let's slide our feet off to the side. We're going to come up to do tendon stretch. I'm going to add one more spring on. So I am on a heavy and a medium spring here. And I'm going to put my foot bar back up to its higher position. Very carefully, we are going to sit on top of that foot bar. And I'm assuming that you already did part one. If you did not do part one right before this, please warm up just a little bit before we go into these more difficult exercises, because they do require your hamstrings to be loose, your body to be warm, before you move on to the next, okay? Now we're gonna have our hands right next to us, thumbs and fingers together if that feels comfortable for you, and my toes are on the edge of the carriage here. From here, I'm just going to start by extending my legs and letting my heels drop down, and just making sure that my feet are in a comfortable position. Now you may want a little less or a little more spring here, so feel free to adjust. Let's just bend the knees again, adjust the seat if necessary, and then press the legs out. We'll do two more just like that. And last one. Very nice job. So from here, we're going to pull the carriage in. Press the weight of your body into the balls of your feet, and let's stand up all the way on the legs. Rounding the spine forward, let the heels drop down. Make sure your hands have a good grip on that bar. Keep those legs nice and straight, puff up the back of the ribs. We're going to press the carriage out here with straight legs, and then pull the carriage back in, standing up on the feet. Let's just do 3 more. And 2. Now there are many variations to this exercise. We're just going to stick with this traditional one today. And come all the way in and have a seat down on the reformer. Very nice job, guys. From here, we'll grab our box for our short box series. So I'm going to take my foot bar down, place on all of my springs to stabilize the carriage, and then grab my box. We'll put it on short box way, either in front of the shoulder blocks or behind if you're a little taller, and then have the seat on the box. Now we're going to work totally without props today. So all we're going to do is take our feet under our foot strap. Make sure that you have a little distance between your tush and the back of the box. Pull up on into that strap so you feel nice and anchored through the feet. And we will start with round back. Now I'm going to start genie arm position, one arm on top of the other. Start sitting up nice and tall. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, round the spine without losing the height of your head. From here, take that shake back as far as feels comfortable for you. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale the breath and sit all the way back up. Sit up nice and tall. And again, deepen the belly, round the spine without losing the height. Roll the spine back here, and roll the spine back up. You can stay with this variation if you'd like to progress. We can go all the way back. So we round the spine, roll back. You can take your gaze back. You can reach your hands back. Take a breath, inhale here. Arms over the shoulders, chin to the chest. Roll the spine back up. We'll just do one more like that. Take a breath, inhale, grow tall. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, roll the spine back, maybe reach the arms back, take your gaze back, hands over the shoulders, chin to the chest, and roll the spine up. Beautiful. From here, we're going to take our hands right to the crown of our head for a flat back. Reach your head up into your hands, elbows are wide, almost like you had a little balloon on top of your head that you were trying to keep elevated. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale, hinge the hips back, hinge at the hips to lean back. And then sit up, lifting that balloon up to the ceiling. And again, inhale it back. And exhale. Grow taller. And inhale it back. And exhale. Grow taller, last 2. This is one of my favorite exercises here. And last time through. And sit all the way up. From here, if we had a maple dell, we would be using that because we're not using props. We are going to do a little reaching exercise. We'll start with our hands right in front of our shoulders. breath, inhale. Exhale, roll the spine back. Lengthen the back arm back to the back of the room. Sit all the way up and bring the arm forward. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale, exhale, round the spine. Reach to that back corner and sit all the way up. And to the other side, round and reach to that back corner and sit all the way up. Last time. And sit all the way up. Very nice job. From here, we're going into around the world. Imagine that you have that maple dowel in your hands. Take a breath, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, round the spine forward. Now those hands are going to go over to the left. Then they're going to lift up above the head, circle around the head, lower down to the right, and come center, sit all the way up. And again, roll it down. Arms reach to the right. Circle them up and around the head. The hips and the feet are stable. Down to the left, come center, and sit all the way up. One more each way only. Round it back, over to the left, up and around, down to the right, and center. Sit all the way up. Last time. And sit all the way up. Very nice job. Let's remove one of our feet for tree. Good. So from here, you're going to lean back a little bit. Take the foot that's not under the strap into your hand and just adjust your hips as much as you can to feel as stable as you can. Really pull that knee into the chest, round the spine, and pull in the belly. Take your hands now behind your thighs. We'll start with just a leg extension. So we flex and lift, point and bend. Flex and lift, point and bend. Last time. Nice. Now point the toe up to the ceiling. Take the hands up to the ankle. Give yourself a little bit of stretch. And then you're going to keep that toe pointed up to the ceiling and walk down the leg. And walk back up the leg. Pull it in. Walk down the leg. Walk back up the leg. If you want to extend the spine at the bottom, you can. Chin to chest to roll up. One more time. Chin to chest to roll up. From here, grab onto the outside of the foot with the hand. Grab onto your handle on the other side. We'll roll back and take a nice little stretch here. And roll up. Then we'll switch our grip, other hand, and take a little stretch here. And roll up. Release that foot down. Same thing on the other side. So take your other foot under your strap. Adjust your hips as much as you can. Sit back, grab onto the shin. Hug the knee into the chest nice and tightly. Round the spine, pull the belly to the spine. Hands behind the thigh when you're ready. Flex, lift, point, bend. Flex, lift, point, bend. Last time. Point and lift. Hold that leg up. Bring your hands to your ankle. Give yourself a little stretch from here. Lower the body down. Lift the body up. That leg does not move. Lower the body down. Lift the body up. Let's add that back extension if you would like. Chin to chest to roll up. One more. Chin to chest to roll up. Grab onto that foot, grab onto your handle on the side of your box. Open the leg out to the side. Come up, switch out the feet. Cross the leg across the body. And sit all the way up. Very nice job here. So traditionally we don't really have the side lift series in this order, but we are going to add it in just briefly here. So we're going to sit on the side of one hip, lift up into our strap, hands behind the head, and we are just going to come down and up here for 6 and 5 and 4. Last 2, nice long spine. Last 1. Now find your length and just hold here. You can extend your arms overhead if it feels good. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your stretch. Come all the way up. Turn on to your other hip. for 4. Last 2. And last 1. Hold on that long diagonal, maybe reach the arms overhead. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your stretch. Let's come all the way up. We're going to remove that box. Just place it off to the side for now. Your headrest should be down. If it's not, please take it down. We're going to come down to 2 heavy springs, or a heavy and a medium spring, depending on the tension that you like to use for short spine massage. And lay all the way down onto our back here. So 2 exercises here. I'm going to put the foot bar back up. Good. Come all the way down onto your back. Give yourself a slight bit of room between your shoulders and your shoulder blocks. Feels nice to lay down. All right, let's put our feet in our straps. We'll start with our heels together and our knees apart in Pilates V. Arms down by the sides. Take a breath, inhale as you extend those legs forward, point through the toes. Exhale, toes over nose, let the hips lift up towards that back diagonal of the room. Keep the heels squeezing together as you lower the knees towards the shoulder blocks. And for today, keep those heels steady in space as you lower the spine all the way down. And then drag the heels towards the glutes and push back out. Let's do 3 more. Roll the spine up off of the mat, heels stay together. Knees come down to the shoulder blocks, and then we roll the spine down. Last 2. Last time. Beautiful job. So from here, we're going to come up for high frog. Hands down by the sides. Roll the spine up off of the mat. Toes to the ceiling. Put a little pressure forward into your straps here. And then we're just going to bend the knees, heels towards the glutes. And press the legs back up towards the ceiling. Again, bend and press. So you can stay here. My feet are fairly much over my nose. If you want to progress this movement, reach those legs forward up on a slight diagonal and bend and push out on that little diagonal. Propelling the energy up towards the ceiling through the glutes and the hamstrings. Last 3. And 2, and last time. Beautiful, bring your toes over your nose, let your knees bend, and let's roll all the way down. Beautiful, take a little stretch here. All right, let's slip our hands into our straps, take our feet out, and come all the way back home. We're going to come up here for a moment just to adjust our springs for semicircle. So for semicircle, you just want to make sure that you have 2 outside springs on. If you'd like, you can lower your foot bar down to a lower level. I'm going to keep mine high, but you could go down a notch on the foot bar. We'll lay all the way back down once your springs are set up on the outsides. Now getting in is always the struggle. Hands on the shoulder blocks. Feet wide on the foot bar. Wiggle yourself down into your well. Press the carriage out from underneath you until your hips are all the way down on those springs and your arms are completely straight. Beautiful. Come as close to the stopper as you can. Let the hips really drape down. From here, press the carriage out. Springs or hips are grazing the springs. Straighten the legs. Articulate the spine up, really push into your shoulder blocks here, and then pull yourself back into the stopper with the hips nice and high. From here, roll the spine down from the back of the heart all the way to the tailbone. Press the carriage out, articulate the hips back up, and pull yourself in with the hips high. 2 more in this direction. And last time. Nice. Now we're going to press out with the hips high, so just reversing. Press out with the hips high, roll the spine down with long legs, and then pull in with the hips low. Articulate up, press out with the hips high, articulate down, pull in with the hips low. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. Pull all the way back in. Shimmy yourself back up onto your carriage. Always difficult when you're sweaty from the class. And then come all the way up here. Very nice. Okay, so we have very challenging exercises to come. Headstand 1 and 2. This may not be appropriate for you, so you really need to decide whether your neck is feeling safe, whether your shoulders, your back are feeling safe before you perform this exercise. Once you've determined that, hopefully you've done this with an instructor present to spot you before. If not, you should definitely have somebody spot you the first time you do these exercises, okay? So I'm going to take myself down to 1 heavy and 1 medium spring. I'm also going to take an added cushion and place it where the headrest meets the carriage. My headrest is up here. From here, I'm just going to come to kneeling on the reformer, facing towards my shoulder blocks, and come down onto my forearms, grasping the shoulder blocks on the side for now. From here, I'm going to take my head down onto the space where the headrest meets the carriage. Make sure you feel like your head is in a very good position. And then we're going to take 1 foot onto the foot bar, extend the leg. The other foot onto the foot bar, extend the leg. From here, we're going to lift the hips up high towards the sky, lower the hips down, and then lower the hips towards the carriage. Again, pull the hips up to the ceiling, and then lower the hips down, pressing the carriage out. Let's do 3 more here. And 2. And last time. Beautiful. From here, I'm going to step all the way down to the floor to come up. Okay, let the blood rush back down your body to your other body parts. Very nice. Before we move on to headstand 2. So, as always, please make sure that you feel safe before performing this exercise. We are going to start laying on our back for this exercise. I'm going to keep my springs the same. Feet on the foot bar. I'm going to adjust myself down on the carriage so that my head is nestled right in that space where the headrest meets the carriage. And my feet are fairly wide here, about shoulder distance apart on the arches. That feels appropriate for me. From here, I'm going to take my hands onto my shoulder blocks right on top. I'm going to lift my hips. I'm going to press up onto the crown of my head with control. Once you are there, make sure you feel secure. My hands are going to stay here because it feels appropriate to me. Some people will take their hands off. I am not there in my practice. From here, we're going to press the carriage out and pull the carriage in. Press the carriage out and pull the carriage in. Let's do 3 more. 2, really use your core to control the weight into the head. Last time. Pull it all the way in, tuck your chin, and slowly descend back onto the mat. Take a moment, hands on the belly, feet wide, knees wide, to just let that go. Beautiful job. From here, we are going to prop ourselves all the way up. I'm sure that my hair now looks like a crazy mess, right? We're going to take that cushion off. Take our headrest down and do chest expansion. So I'm gonna stay on this one heavy and one medium spring. Let's kneel facing back. I like my knees about an inch from the shoulder blocks here. I'm gonna grab onto my straps and choke up on them a bit. Make sure you feel nice and steady here before you move. Stack the shoulders over your hips, your ears over your shoulders, and then we're just gonna pull the arms long and low. Look over one shoulder, look over the other shoulder, look center, and return. And again, pull the arms long and low, look over one shoulder, look over the other shoulder, look center, and return. Let's do one more to each direction. And last time, really stretch out that neck after those headstands, right? Perfect progression. From here, we're going to thigh stretch. So I'm going to stay with my hands right about where they are. Press my pelvis forward, keep my spine long, and then lean the body back. And then stack myself up, almost like I'm in a reverse plank, right? My body's in one nice long line throughout. Inhale back, exhale up. We'll do two more here. Really use the back body to lift yourself back up. Beautiful. If you would like to add on for back bends, you can. Otherwise, you can do a few more thigh stretch. Take a breath, inhale here. Lean it back, lift the sternum, take your gaze back. Maybe the head comes down towards the carriage. Lift the chest, tuck the chin in, and come up. We'll just do two more. Take a breath, inhale, lean it back, lift the sternum, take the gaze back, take the head back, lift, chin to chest, and stack the spine. Last time. Carefully bring those straps back and let that go. Okay, we're going to turn around now to face the other direction. I'm going to reduce my spring to one heavy spring. Just feels more comfortable for me on my shoulders for arm circles. So kneeling, feet against the shoulder blocks, carefully reach back for your straps. Stand up on the knees, bring the straps right to the hips. Your body is like a steel pole. It does not get to move. You're squeezing your glutes. Your hamstrings are lifting and your belly is braced. From here, the arms come up overhead and the arms come back down. Arms come up overhead and the arms come back down. You can stay with this variation or present the arms forward instead. Turn the palms forward and circle the arms down. Either variation is just fine. The last two in this direction. Last time. And reverse it. So you're either just coming up and down again, or you're starting with your arms come up, flip the palms up, circle the arms down. 3, 2, and last time. Very carefully sit back, place your straps back onto their pegs for one final exercise. So our last exercise today will be snake and twist. I'm going to put one more spring on again. For me, I like one heavy and one medium spring. I also like to work with my foot bar down. If you like to work with your foot bar up, that is completely fine with me. It is just where I'm at in my practice to do this with the foot bar down, okay? So stand all the way up towards the back corner of your machine. Take your outside foot up onto your foot bar in external rotation with that knee. Then I'm going to take my hands and put them in position. So I'm going to bring the hand that's closest to my knee forward on the carriage. I'm going to bring my other hand onto the back shoulder block. People do this in many different ways. Some people put their hand on their headrest, some put it on the front shoulder block. It's really what's comfortable for your shoulders, in my opinion. Now in one fell swoop, we're going to press our foot down into the foot bar, lift our hips up, and cross our foot that's on the floor in front of our foot that's on the foot bar. So here we go. Take a breath, inhale, exhale, press into the foot, come into position, hips are high. From here, we press out in a diagonal, articulating the spine. Take your gaze up, and then pull yourself back, up and in. 2 more here. Last time here. Stay here. Pull the carriage in till your hips are high. Now we're going to rotate the spine so the hips go down, then the hips go up. The hips go down, the hips go up. Last time. Pull yourself all the way in. Carefully step down. Carefully step down. And stand all the way up. Very nice. We're going to do that to the other side. Take a moment, shake out the wrists, get ready. Come on around to the other corner of your machine. When you're ready, your outside foot is going to come up onto the foot bar in external rotation. Then we're going to take our hands into position. The hand that's closest to that knee comes down on the carriage. The other one comes onto the shoulder block that's closest to you, if you're following me. When you're ready, you're going to press your foot down into the foot bar and lift this grounded leg up in front of the other leg. When you're ready, let's lift up into position, hips are high. When you're ready, lengthen out, lift the sternum. Pull back in, lift the hips. 2 more. 1 more. Beautiful, press out just a little bit. Rotate at the hips. Hips go down. Hips go up. Hips go down. Hips go up. Last time. Hips go down. Hips go up. Pull yourself all the way in and step all the way down. From here, have a seat. You've now completed part 2 of your Classical Reformer series. I hope you enjoyed that. Woo. Make sure you comment or ask questions down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on notifications so you don't miss part 3 coming up next week. And thanks for coming. Bye, guys.